Hi, welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats house sampler blocks. So this time we're doing just the roof rather than any of the patchwork blocks. So I've got the roof set out here, and the roof is almost the same on all the blocks, although if you want the chimney on an opposite side, we have to make the chimney block slightly differently for the other side. Well, the same but in mirror image. So you'll have the pattern for the chimney block or the roof block here. So I've just done it as a separate piece because it's the same for all of the blocks, other than the fact that you could put the chimney on the other side, and all of that's explained in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you. I've cut out a roof and chimney pieces here. So we need, for each chimney block, we need a small square of, I'm using a light white background, almost white. We need a chimney piece, and then we need two other strips. And then we need the roof piece, and we need another square for the other end of the roof to take off that side. So we just need to join, so all the cutting measurements and everything are here on your notes for a roof. You just need to multiply it by however many blocks you've made. So I'm just throwing a little bit of sky above the chimney. And I have found that I'm going to press every seam as I go pretty much, because I just find it is easier to do that. So I'm just pressing that seam into the chimney, and I'm going to put a side onto the chimney. So I'm making this chimney block here for the roof chimney to be on that side of the block this time. The other one is, as I said, the same but mirror imaged, and your notes tell you how to do all that. Just the same, it's just a matter of making the chimney the same and swapping these two pieces around that I'm sewing on at the moment. So we just need to put the strip on that side of the sky, and I could go ahead and sew the other one and then press them. However, I've just found because it's all quite small, it's easier to press as I go. So that's the next seam done. And then this wider strip goes on this side. So you need to remember that the wider strip is always the bit that's going to be nearer the top of the roof. So we've got this wider section here and a narrower section here. Just in case you're not sure which side chimneys go, that should help. So I found it much simpler to make up a little square with the chimney in it, and just treat it as a square then, to be able to put the corners on the roof. So much fun. So now we have a little chimney block. As you can see, it looks a whole lot like that chimney block, and this one is just the two side bits are swapped around. So what we now need to do is to put it onto our roof. We're going to treat it as a square now, and then we need to draw our diagonal line because we're going to be doing it as a diagonal square. So I'm going to, it really doesn't matter which one. I think in the notes I've suggested that you put this on first. It really doesn't matter which order they go on. But what we do need to do is make sure that you've got this piece round the right way when you're doing this part of it here, because you want to be able to, we're going to be doing a diagonal line up there, so that we can, when we flip that back, and that's the bit that we're using, the chimney's in the right place. So don't go thinking you've got to do it this way or this way. It goes on, pretty much it looks like it's sideways at this stage. However, it won't end up sideways. So now we just need to draw our diagonal line, just treat it as a square all the way up. And then if you're wanting, it is quite a large piece, we don't need this outside corner, so if you're wanting to save that, you know the deal. Do another line 1/2 inch away. So I'm just going to go and stitch that now. So the roofs don't take too long, but there are a few of them if you're going to put one on each block. So you can piece many at the same time, do chain piecing or something if that helped. I'll just do that second line while I'm here. And then I'm going to cut between those two lines. So So just the same as we've been doing with our half square triangles really. It's just all a bit bigger and with a bit of piecing in there as well. So you can see this is quite large, so it seems a shame to totally waste it. You may find that you could use that piece for something else. So now I'm just going to press that seam, but I want to press it into the roof. So we're looking pretty good. We have half a roof with a chimney. So now we need to put the other corner on, just the same as we've been doing. So I've already marked my lines. I've got the long diagonal from point to point, and I've got that second line there so that I can trim off that corner. And so we're just going to position that on the other end, making sure that our sewing line's coming up here to form the top peak of the roof. And then I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to start sewing here rather than at the point. I find that there's a tendency for the machine to get a little tangled if you just feed a point in, so if you don't have to, I prefer not to. Just sewing on that long diagonal from point to point, and I'll just do that second line while I'm here. And I'm going to cut between my lines, save my piece for later. Bring the iron over, and then I'm just going to press this one. Now I'm also going to press this one into the roof, however it doesn't always like it because of that top peak, so you can decide which way you want your seam to go. Because I'm working with a very light background, I'd like it to go this way, so I just need to encourage it just gently, this there, and it will go. So there we have our roof, looking pretty smart. If we'd done the square the other way round and put it on that side, we would have a chimney on the other side. So all that needs to be done with it now is that it needs to be attached to a block. Other than that, you need to make, if you're making all 20 blocks for the sampler, then you'll need 20 roofs. You can decide whether you do them in different colours, all sorts of things, whether you do chimneys, no chimneys, whether you put chimneys on one side, the other side. I have just got on mine one chimney on the other side in each row. They're mostly this way. But so because there's 4 rows of houses, I'm just doing about 4, well actually 4, that way. So that's the chimney, the roof with the chimney, so that you know how to go ahead and make those. You can be making those in between your blocks now and add them to your blocks as you get there. So that was it for this time, and we'll see you with all the other blocks. Thank you.